Hey guys, hopefully you guys are doing alright today. We're looking at the patch notes, the new patch notes for the Binding of Isaac. I just want to have a quick look over them. They just got released, I think about an hour ago, if that. But obviously the main addition, as you can see, internal item description, not external, internal. You can see here, you can see, obviously, if we read along, it's who wrote this one? I don't think it was Edmund. This one. I think it was Tyrone with this one. Gotta see. Scrolled way too goddamn far. This one's a big update, by the way. I think it's Tyrone. It's packed with new features, balance changes, and quality of life improvements. Quality of life is a big, massive thing, I think, in this one. Obviously, internal item description, big, massive quality of life. But a lot of other things as well. I did a quick look over beforehand, but a long time. But here it is. Hesitant to grab an item. Activate that card because you can't remember what it does exactly. No longer item descriptions for every collectible, consumable, and trinket in the game. I mean, it's obviously crazy to have just in the game. I think Edmund and the crew kind of learnt from external item description that, yeah, you just kind of need that there. But it's handy for some reason, trouble track of every item for 1,000 plus. You'd beat Mom, which is general case for any achievement anyway, and then collect each item at least once. Which is that's fun. I like that addition because you kind of like feel like you need to pick it up to find out, obviously, and it's like it adds to the game that if it's the first time you're playing and you think, oh, that doesn't sound good, I'm not going to take it. Well, you kind of have to be able to find out what it actually does, which is pretty damn good. But that's the internal. There's not much, obviously. It's just external item description, but official. Trinkets were a big thing. I know Edmund put out a thing saying top 10 worst trinkets. And a lot of people came up with a lot of good lists. And I think they've changed quite a few here. But the big change is golden trinkets runs with Mom's box. Then you probably realise a lot of the upgraded trinkets kind of so have no upgraded effect to them at all, actually. Yeah, there's quite a lot of trinkets that just don't. Obviously, things that do stats up do double, but that's about it. Upgrade effects for every trinket, including some that are pretty unique and powerful if you're lucky enough to collect a golden trinket and Mom's box at the same time. The trinket's final form. I believe when I read this on my phone, it said put a photo of this in. I can't see that on this. And then another big change here with devil deals, which is wild. I think this is their attempt to try and maybe balance it out a little bit more because people kind of go for angels a bit more with the items that are in there now. There's a new deal to be found that doesn't cost you permanent loss for your heart containers. Instead, simply hurt yourself on some sacrifice spikes once or twice to get the goods. And the goods in this case are a selection of devil room items that are perfect for hurting yourself even more, plus a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So that's a bit like Sanguine Bond, which kind of makes Sanguine Bond a bit useless because they've made it very strong in general. But that's a good change overall. Make devil deals better. Go and do it. Some patch notes. These are general patch notes. Revelation, 2 soul hearts from pickup. It's a nerf, but not really that big. This is a big one though. Plan C, I don't think I've ever used, ever really. But the delay has been increased now, so you can do Delirium and Mother and then get in the chest in time. That is a big one. Because a lot of people just don't use Plan C for good reason. Mega Blast, 6 charges instead of 3 when plugging up a battery. 9-volt battery pack and 48-hour energy. I mean, Mega Blast is kind of like, not obsolete, but I don't find myself using it very often. He's another big one. Probably, I mean, Abomination in my Discord will be very happy with this one. That Thin Mushroom breaks the bloody Tears cap now, which is brilliant. I found that if you're on base tier rate, you pick up Thin Odd Mushroom, you're basically already at the cap. You're at about 4.5 or something like that. And it was very annoying because it would be 1 tier up. And there you go, you're full, but now you're dealing with a 0.9 damage multiplier. It wasn't really worth it. He's a funny, but he's a good one. Seraphim contributes to the Seraphim transformation. As if it didn't already. Another Devil Deal item here, too spooky. Existing, but it gets 0.5 tears and 0.2 shot speed. Very nice. Makes too spooky probably actually worth taking. Same with black powder here. Explosions and fireplaces will explode when extinguished. That's fine. I mean, I'm probably still not going to pick it up. Same with blood rights here. A tears upgrade for the current room. Who really cares? And then Pageant Boy always drops a penny trinket as part of its rewards. I don't actually realise how many penny trinkets there are in the game. If you think in your head, you probably say, oh, there's probably about 5, but there's about 10 different ones that it could be. Maybe like 60% of them are good. Obviously, you get Curse Penny, Butt Penny, and so on, which aren't great. But then you've got your Blessed Penny and stuff, which are great. But there's the item. Not many items changed. I think the game's quite balanced in general anyway. So that's fine. But the trinkets are a big one. Super Ball effects and skills with luck, which is great instead of just a 10% base. Bob's Bladder contributes to the Bob transformation. I think I've said this before, I never really get the Bob transformation anyway. Well, it's nice to see that if I do get Bob's Bladder, a bit like Kids Drawing, I think, with Guppy. Maybe once you drop it, it doesn't count towards Bob transformation, but it's nice that there's another thing now to get us to Bob. Missing poster. 33% chance to reveal the super secret room when entering a new chapter. Very nice. Gives you use now for missing poster when you've already had the lost. I never really pick up missing poster once I've got the lost. I sort of just let it happen. But it would be good for unlocks if you did actually have, the missing poster. Because you can use it that way. Use diverse control, chance raised to 33%. So be it. Rosary Bead is a big one here. This is probably one of the biggest changes. The Devil Deals earned. Holding on to the Rosary Bead will force the deal to be an Angel Deal, which is great. But I don't know if it'll take your hearts and then it just goes to the pool. But that is a big change for Rosary Bead. Makes it so viable to just take now. I think it's going to be very overpowered. Modeling Clear and Error 404 displays the mimicked item if it's gulped, which is great. I always thought to myself, what the hell's going on here? So that's nice. Louse, Blue Spider. Ooh, I think it does give you a chance of a spider, doesn't it? But Karma, in addition to its existing effects, holding it reduces the chance of the donation machine jamming. And donating to a beggar now has a chance to refund the penny, heal Isaac for 1 heart, or increase Isaac's luck. Blood donor machines and confessionals have a chance to heal Isaac for 1 heart. Spawn a beggar or increase Isaac's luck. Restock machines have a chance to increase Isaac's luck. So that's good. I mean, it's added a wrinkle, a karma that wasn't there in the first place, but probably still a meh trinket at best. Quality's been changed as well, thankfully. When they're all equal, gives you a +2 tier rate, which is really good, but still very unlikely to happen. And a shout out to Lazy Matman here with the Lazy Worm. Getting 0.5 damage with its shot speed now. So that is like more than just oh my god. It's Lazy Matman moment. Mum's Toenail's a weird one because I don't like it so much, but I understand the control of the stomp is good. But it's very weird. Not a big fan. Child Leash. While held, familiars gain a small damage multiplier. That's very good. Holds things closer and gives them more of a damage multiplier. Yes, please. Purple Heart increases the chance of champion enemies spawning. Chance for champion specific loot drops raised to 50%. Champion loot rewards are doubled. Not too shabby. I always realized that like Purple Hearts kind of just like just makes the game harder with no real benefit. So it's nice to see that we're actually going to get a bit of a benefit now instead of actually just nothing. Poker Chip, I'm surprised this has stayed the same really. I understand that it's a bit of a gamble, but the effect of the 50-50 is still there between double rewards or hostile fly. But if the reward was an item and quality 0.0 to 2, the item rolls into another higher quality. and it can be used for items outside of the golden chest pool occasionally. Slightly increase the odds of payout from slot machines, fortune tellers, crane games, shell games, and restock machines. You see, now that is good. That is good. Very good. I think the 50-50 chance is still annoying, but being able to re-roll it into a higher quality item is stupendous. Cursed Penny now has an increased chance to teleport Isaac to different rooms based on the coin collected. Based? You tell me if I pick up a nickel, I'm going to get like a better room or something. Probably still never going to pick up Cursed Penny. Silly, silly. And then as he said before, all the golden trinkets have had an update. Well, not all of them. Add effects to ones who didn't have ones. Well, here's the big cheese. A lot of stuff is like changed, but not necessarily like much, but they can do it. So obviously we've got, for the features and balance changes, we've got the item description. Get it after defeating Mom once per save file, and need to be collected before. Several devil deals now have sacrifice instead of permanent H loss. There's a 50% chance to award the item on the first play and 100% on the second, which is great. Perfect. And then added a buffer to Glitch Crown, Tainted Isaac, and Soul of Isaac to prevent accidentally picking up the rotating item. I think I had a mod to sort that out, so that's nice that it's base game now. I wonder if that'll mess everything up or not. And fixed an issue where there were double angel rooms. Could have two of the same angel. Key pieces that are not yet collected will prioritize when determining which angel to spawn. Okay, so you're not going to get two of the same key if you get the fight on the same time, which is nice. I think that says. Traveling, this is a big one. Traveling to a new floor via error rooms or Genesis will now keep the player on the alt path if they were on that route. On Downpour/Mines 2, traveling this way will bring the player back to the standard path if they haven't collected the knife pieces on those floors. So basically, always get the knife piece and then Genesis/error room. If you don't, then you're going to go back to normal floor. So, but that's a nice change. I would be worried using Genesis if I was going to Mother, but it helps. That helps massively with Genesis now. And Teleport 2.0? Yeah, well, any teleport item really. Added time and score display to the beast fight in daily runs. Fine. I mean, a lot of this is daily runs related. The beam from Brimstone and Jello will continue after the enemy's killed. That's fine. I mean, I like Jello, and it makes Brimstone better with Jello, so that's fine by me. Remove broken glass cannon as a potential starting item for Eden. Nice. I quite like glass cannon anyway. I don't mind the 4-room thingy, but here's a big one. Removed Brother Bobby and Sister Maggie from the Devil Pool and added Dry Baby in their place. That's a rough one because it might be a little harder to get conjoined now. Like if you're 2/3, you see Devil Deal, but like, oh, I might have a little buddy in there. But now we've got one less baby in there, which might be a little rough. Another big one here. Holy shields from different sources now stack consistently. Have a unique icon showing what source of the next shield is. Priority is Wooden Cross, Blanket, Holy Mantle, Holy Card. So, if you're playing The Lost, and you get a Holy Card, you'll have 2 Holy Mantles for that room. Where'd that go? Which is perfect. Same with Tainted Lost. Kind of make Tainted Lost a bit easier, which is nice. Where are we looking? Perks. Horse Pill now heals Isaac. In addition, adding the wafer effect for the room. Addicted gives Isaac a broken heart. That's a Horse Pill, that is. I am excited. Horse Pill now applies the effect for the floor. And I'm drowsy. Horse Pill for the floor as well. Question marks Horse Pill now adds additional curses with each use. That sounds horrific. Telepills Horse Pill now guarantees teleport to a special room. Okay. Worth getting a Telepills Horse Pill then. And Gulp Horse Pill now gulps a golden version of the Health Trinket. Perfect. If you have, I guess, Gold Perfection, there you go. Hagglass Rune now destroys stone fatties, stone turrets, and many stone-based enemies. It also breaks the armor of many others, including hosts and knights. That's wild. Just use a Hagglass if you see a bunch of hosts and just wreck it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Healing with coins as keeper and tainted keeper now contributes to immaculate conception. Very nice. A nice little quality of life to make keeper a little bit easier for that very niche time. Using potato peeler while having ball of bandage will now contribute to bandage girl instead of giving cube of meat. Nice. Not too shabby that one, because I always find bandage girl quite hard to get on a save file. Not the hardest, because obviously you can get Lilith, but it is a bit of a struggle to get it naturally. Another big one that people were kind of annoyed with is TechX now interacts with the parasite, which is very nice. I'm gonna have to see what that looks like in a run down the line. And another one, I know I've been asking for this a long ass time. The Tainted Lost and Keeper and Tainted Keeper now have the golden hearts explode into coins instead of just disappearing, which is lovely. I think the mod will have definitely pushed them in the direction of doing that. Items touched in the ultra secret room with Tainted Cane will guarantee 1 cracked key pickup. I think that's crazy. Obviously niche, as is, but I imagine cracked key is quite a high-end consumable to pick up. So that will give some good recipes out. Another good one as well. Tainted Bethany can now collect and store rotten hearts for use with an active item. That's very nice. And this just dropped in casually. Probably one of the biggest updates they could have done. It's added a new transformation, Necromancer. I'm going to have to see what that is, because I feel like Necromancer very much comes from Antibirth, if I remember. I could be completely wrong with that though, but that is a big one. I'll have to have a look at that after my recording to see what the hell it does. Added a wave counter boss rush. Beautiful. That's another mod that I can just get rid of. Keeps track as well. Added a slightly longer wind up before Camilo Jr. attacks. I honestly don't know who Camilo Jr. is. I Google it real quick. Oh, okay. It's the fucking stupid ass laser flying cloud thing. Stupid. Nice that it's got a wind up. Now you don't get like zapped by lasers every 2 seconds. Online games will now dynamically adjust the cost of devil deals for players nearest to the item. Okay, that's good. I find it hard to get devil deals as a whole in co-op. Maybe it's just a skill issue though. Replace Wednesday Delirium Daily Run end goal with random end goal and character. Maybe they've realised it was probably too hard. And then added clicker back into the daily pool as well. Remove the score counter for non-daily runs. So they've just taken the score away for normal runs. It's weird. Permanently charmed enemies from Friendly Ball and Pheromone Source will now award score when converted. Okay. This is stuff that I'm not really that asked about, because obviously I don't grind out the score on dailies. But to some people, this will be absolutely amazing. And especially this one here. If a player disconnects in the middle of a daily run, they receive a score up to the last completed floor instead of 0 score. That helps. That helps. Especially for people who might be trying to do dedication, I guess. And then adjusted the chances for a daily end goal on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. It'll be 10% Lamb, 10% Blue Baby, 15% Isaac, 50% Satan, 10% Delirium, 20% Mom's Heart, 20% Mom's Foot. Makes that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday a little nicer. A lot of bug fixes here. A lot of small ones that people might have exploited for the game, but we'll go through them. Fixed an issue where rerolling with Tainted Cane would result in all of his crafted items turning into breakfast. Luckily, never had that happen to me. I'm sorry if you've had it happen to you. Added Lazy Worm to the thematic payouts for worm bosses. That's nice, considering Lazy Worm is now better. Fixed an issue where Rock Goat was able to spawn his thematic drop. I've never noticed that Rock Goat had one, so that's fun. I guess I probably had that issue then. Fixed an issue where the flesh door will remain open during all... Yes! My biggest pet peeve, god damn it. Fixed an issue where glowing hourglass would duplicate. Blood Puppy never had that happen. Fixed an issue where baptism by fire and Bloody Mary challenges was starting with the Book of Virtues. Lucky you if you had that, to be fair. Fixed an issue where fissure enemies would despawn on uncleared rooms. Not too bad. I think fissure's the champion version, which goes into 2 smaller ones. Fixed an issue where Filigree Feather would prioritise key piece drops. A key piece will only drop if the player already has the other piece. collected without filigree feather. Okay, so filigree feather's kind of useless until you have 2 keys if you have 1 key. But I'm in deep thought. But then if you have both key pieces, then the angel wouldn't drop it. I don't know. It's a change though. Fix an issue where the Book of Virtues between active item pickups would give infinite free wisps. Didn't know anything about that. Fixed a crash that would occur when using Genesis after using Death Certificate. Never had that, but thank you. I fixed an issue where glowing hourglass and downpour 1 would teleport the player home. Yeah, that makes sense, because obviously it's not technically the first floor, but technically kinda is. Fixed an issue where glowing hourglass would cause Tinted Earth to be unable to shoot. Fixed an issue where items granted to Esau when using Solar Jacob and Esau were removed from future item pools. Okay. Fixed an issue where Boss Rush could prematurely close on home daily runs. I imagine maybe that's like 20-minute timer and 25-minute timer. Fixed an issue with charged items not firing with it before. Lovely. My mum's knife and stuff like that. Fixed an issue where spectral tears would cause Bob's rotten head to bounce off walls. I've had this happen and I've never known why. I guess that's the reason why. So that's a nice change. Fixed an issue where Star of Bethlehem would significantly speed up its pathing while a player is in an off-grid room. Off-grid room is like a sick room, maybe? Not too sure about that one. Fixed an issue where Jelly Belly and Cornhead would prevent the undamaged effects of items from triggering when using Dual Razor. Okay, so yeah, I get that one. Just makes the 0 negated damage, which is great. That's fine. There's an issue where Blackmore was not charging to the right correctly. Sure. Fix an issue where a question marked pill would prevent the chest from appearing after defeating Satan in Ultra Hard. Imagine going through Ultra Hard and then getting to Satan and it would like just not let you do it. That's silly, so that's nice. Fix an issue where killing Greed would remove Coupon and Header Keeper from future pools. Never noticed that. I don't know why it would remove them, but I guess there we are. Fixed a mom exploit that allowed people to kill the first phase of Dogma to be skipped. Never done it, so I never know about it. Added time delay between the sound effects for Lil Chubby, Big Chubby, and Lil Haunt. The sounds of those are so annoying, so thank you. Fixed an issue where consumable pop-ups were miniaturized when holding Found Soul. I've never. A lot of these issues I've never seen. Must have been like a one case thing that they've just been like, oh shit, yeah, gotta sort that out. Fix an issue where the game's sounds would not correctly switch when the output device changed. Get in. Nice. When my headphones disconnect, I don't have to connect again. Lovely. Suplex no longer works on fireplaces or during Mega Mush, preventing soft logs and unintended damage. Not too bad. It's a nerf for Suplex, but if it wasn't intended, then have it. Fix an issue where camo undies would not come out of stealth when using mouse controls. Does anyone even use mouse controls? I know I don't. I use controller. Fix an issue where either COD tiers would not travel with cursor using mouse controls. Mouse controls again. Fix an issue where flies from Beelzebub would be farmed for infinite daily run points. I've never knew about that, but I wish I did, so I could get number 1 on at least one daily. Fix an issue where Keeper would lose his birthright effect after the mom chase. Never that happened. A lot of these are mom chases, I think, at the end. Fix an issue where Tainted Jacob could not be down with a copy of the Dark Esau from Birthright. I wish I knew that. I would have taken Birthright on a lot of my runs. Fix an issue where Camilo Jr. would fire off-screen in greed mode. Disgusting. Anything off-screen should not be able to shoot, but I understand why it does. Fix an issue where wave cap tears up could be kept and distortion effect could be removed by exiting and continuing the game. That's fine. Honestly, makes wavy cap unusable, but it's fine. Fix an issue where Bumbo's evolution will reset after mom's chase. Nice. Get Bumbo, big boy Bumbo back. Ice shards from frozen enemies could freeze and damage friendly monsters. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Fix an issue where abyss locusts were not removed during the mom chase, causing potential soft locks. Soft locks, Jesus. Where crawl spaces would spawn during the mother chase, causing potential soft locks. Okay, so that can never happen again. We get a crawl space, which is nice. Fix an issue where the dead zone in the center of red poops was not triggering damage. Fine. Get red poops out of my goddamn game. Fix an issue where Constellation Prize would always drop a bomb when playing Tainted Blue Baby. Sounds like absolute hell. Fix an issue where losing a eternal heart while the player has a rotten heart resulted in taking extra heart damage. I never noticed, but that probably happened to me as well. Fix an issue where Dreamcatcher would display incorrect treasure room items in the old path when combined with some of that. That was a silly one. Because then there's no point of Blue Dreamcatcher. It's actually like worse to have it than not. Fix an issue where copies of Darky Sorby on the first were not doing damage to Tainted Eyes. Jacob, sorry. That would be good for the Red Redemption challenge, I guess. But now it's been changed to not do it, so too late. Fix an issue where Tainted Bethany would not start with the correct number of stored red hearts in co-op if she was not play one. Nice. We just did a Tainted Bethany co-op. Maybe it's an excuse to do another one. Fix an issue that allowed Keeper and Tainted Keeper to gain infinite health with Mother's Kiss trinkets. I didn't know I could do that. Fix an issue where exit and continue would remove the arm excited effect. That's fine. I mean, I would like to not have the arm excited. I didn't really do that, so that's fine. Fix an issue where the solar cane in the mirror room could break them. Ooh. Never thought of doing that. I don't think I've had solar cane that often anyway. Fix an issue where Bethany's starting book of virtues from the contributing to the bookworm. I feel like it just shouldn't contribute. It should just be a built-in thing anyway and not contribute to bookworm. Fix an issue where crawl space would not spawn if placed on the set rocks. It's fine. Fix an issue where glowing hourglass would not refund a teleport card if used to undo. Oh, okay. Get another teleport when it's shit, which is nice because then we get it back if it's like a stars and don't like it and go back. Then I guess we keep it for the next floor. Attack items would not open secret rooms. Get it. Tech and Sulfuric are back, baby. Fix an issue where Tainted Lazarus could respawn as another character on death and lose story items if they were held by the Lazarus. Oh, nice. Nice. Fix an issue where collecting a bone heart could remove charges from all. Never had that happen to me. Final 3 here now. Fix an issue where Bloaty's Creep could hit flying characters. That's probably happened to me way too many times. And then we've got fixed an issue playing a blood donation machine with a swallowed M80 trinket couldn't cause the machine to be destroyed when Isaac explodes. I never really used the M80 trinket. I don't think I ever will. So, I mean, it's nice that it's sorted. Fix an issue where using glowing hourglass immediately after taking Dad's note resulted in a soft lock. So many soft locks that have just been sorted. I did notice that there was one that was kind of left where it's really awkward, but a boss, if you have duality and you go in and you're on go obviously alt path. You're not on alt path, but there's alt path door. And you've got a boss maybe I don't know, one that has a gap on the side on the right or the left or whatever, and it's half of the floor and then the rest is just floors. Sometimes the devil or the angel doesn't spawn because there's only 2 spots that a door can spawn. So it spawns in the alt path and the devil, but never the angel. I noticed that's probably still in the game. So maybe I'll put a tweet out, let them know. You know, maybe. We'll see. But I mean, a lot of good changes there. I have to say my favourite is probably... which one was it? The Devil Deal bit's good, but I feel like that Rosary Bead trinket will be very nice now. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I always like that they're keeping up to date, and it's a hell of a lot of work put into that internal item description. So thank you, Tyrone and crew, and Edmund, don't forget Edmund, for that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys enjoy as well the new update. Let me know how it gets on. But hopefully, guys, have a nice night, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Bye!